Hey there! Does it feel like your brain's a browser with 47 tabs open, and somehow none of them are loading? Whether you have ADHD or you're raising someone who does, you probably already know. This isn't just about being distractible or hyper. This is about trying to do a million things and struggling to finish. 1. But here's the good news. With the right strategies tailored to how ADHD brains actually work, life doesn't have to feel like an uphill sprint. In today's video, we're diving into game-changing, practical strategies to help you, or your child, manage everyday ADHD struggles and build success one step at a time. And no, this isn't about forcing yourself to just try harder. Let's get into it. Part 1. Understanding the ADHD brain and why things feel so hard sometimes. Before we jump into strategies, let's quickly unpack what's really going on in the ADHD brain. Because success starts with understanding, not blame. ADHD is not about laziness. It's not a lack of intelligence. It's a difference in how the brain regulates things like attention, time, motivation, and impulse control. Think of it as having a brain that's constantly scanning for stimulation. It doesn't always prioritize tasks that seem boring or slow. This also means that things like organizing, planning, waiting your turn, or remembering to bring your keys all feel several degrees harder. But the key word here is different, not broken. And that difference? It means traditional advice doesn't always cut it. Just use a planner or try harder to focus isn't helpful. What we need are strategies that work with the ADHD brain, not against it. Part 2. Externalizing the brain. Why setups beat willpower. Let's be real. Willpower is overrated, especially for those with ADHD. Relying on memory and motivation alone is like trying to carry water with a sieve. It's not going to hold long. That's why a huge game changer is this. Externalize your brain. What do I mean by that? Basically, don't expect your brain to store all your to-dos, ideas, reminders, and goals. Get that stuff out of your head and into physical or digital systems that you actually see and use. Here are some ways to do that. Visual reminders. Use sticky notes, whiteboards, labels, and color-coded notebooks. Make reminders visual and visible. Out of sight is really out of mind with ADHD. Phone alarms with labels. Not just a reminder at 3 p.m. A labeled alarm that says, pick up Ellie from soccer, or take that turkey out of the freezer. Be specific. Be annoying. Be repetitive. It helps. Checklists for routines. Morning routine. Homework pack up. Bedtime wind down. Create short laminated checklists with pictures if it's for a child. Post them where they're needed. This helps automate the process over time. And body doubling. This is a powerful ADHD strategy. Working beside someone else, even virtually or just being in the room with another person reading, can help kickstart focus. Try studying with a friend on mute on Zoom or sitting next to your kid while they do homework, even if you're just scrolling your phone. Externalizing is about designing an environment that supports success, rather than depending on short bursts of memory or motivation. Part 3. Time is a flat circle, and ADHD messes with it. Have you ever planned to reply to an email real quick, and then suddenly it's 3 hours later, and you're watching otters stack pebbles? Or maybe the opposite. You're about to start a big project, and time stretches out like a black hole. Everything feels overwhelming or urgent, which leads to shutdown or panic. That's ADHD's warped sense of time at play. Experts call it time blindness. Here's how to outsmart it. Use visual timers. For real, grab one of those timers with a red countdown. Seeing time pass physically helps our brains grasp its movement. You can also use timer apps like Time Timer or even kitchen timers. Chunk the day. But don't plan your day by the hour. Plan it in blocks. For example, have a morning launchpad block for breakfast getting ready, followed by a deep focus block for school or work. This keeps transitions smoother and less jarring. Try the 5-minute start rule. Struggling with procrastination? Tell yourself you only have to do the task for 5 minutes. Often, starting is the hardest part. Once we begin, momentum builds. Getting a 5-minute foot in the door can trick your brain into getting going. Gamify boring tasks. Add fun or challenge. Set a timer and see how many dishes you can unload before it rings. Or turn cleaning into a race with your child. I'll clean the table, you do the shoes. Let's see who wins. When you feel time, rather than just naming it, you regain some control over it. Part 4. Motivation is a puzzle, not a switch. If you wait to feel motivated with ADHD, well, you might be waiting a while. Truth is, motivation doesn't always come before action. For many of us, it comes after something is already started, especially if there's urgency, novelty, competition, or a reward on the line. So let's use that to our advantage. Make it a game. Use point systems or fun trackers. Adults and kids alike respond to rewards, whether that's a focus token system or a sticker chart that leads to a Friday night movie. Rewards give the brain the dopamine hit it's craving. Create a launchpad area. If your child forgets their backpack, lunch, or trombone, again, try a launchpad station, a designated spot near the door where everything goes the night before. Build the habit during a boring, calm moment, not in the chaos of the school morning. Use apps that work for your brain, not against it. Try apps like Habitica, which turns your task list into an RPG game, Forest, which grows a virtual tree as you stay on task, or Brili, a great one for kids that gamifies routines. Tap into the 4 C's. Challenge. Make it harder than it needs to be. Yes, really. Choice. Pick how. You'll do a task, like where or with what tools. Control. Let your child or you make a plan with some autonomy. Curiosity. Can you make the task interesting or meaningful? Motivation for ADHD brains is not one size fits all. But when you build in structure, stakes, and stimulation, that's when the brain says, I'm in. Part 5. Emotional regulation, the hidden struggle. This one often flies under the radar. ADHD doesn't just affect attention, it affects emotions too. Ever felt like going from everything's fine to a full meltdown in 0.2 seconds? That's emotional dysregulation, and it's common with ADHD. It's not immaturity or overreacting. It's how the brain processes stress and frustration differently. Tiny frustrations can feel huge. Rejection can sting like a mosquito the size of a truck. And once we're overwhelmed, it's hard to get back on track. Normalize, don't minimize. For parents, the best thing you can do in emotional moments is offer calm presence. Yeah, that is super frustrating. I get why you'd feel that way. This helps kids feel seen before they can calm down. Use a scale. Teach children to rate their feelings from 1 to 10. If they're at an 8, the goal isn't solving the issue. The goal is bringing it down to a 5 first. Cool down tools. Make a calm corner. A comfy space with fidget tools, a stress ball, sensory toys, music, or coloring books. Let this be a safe space to decompress without punishment. For adults, check in with your own nervous system. Walks, music, gentle movement, or even doodling can help discharge emotional stress so the frontal lobe, your rational brain, can come back online. Remember, regulating emotions isn't about being less sensitive. It's about giving your brain better tools to handle the intensity. Part 6. Progress, not perfection. Here's something we don't say enough. You're not supposed to do this perfectly. You will forget. You will hit bumps. Some systems will work and some will flop completely. That doesn't mean you failed. That means you're experimenting. That means you're learning. The goal isn't to become perfectly productive, never forget things, or always keep calm. The goal is to build systems that reduce friction, take fewer hits to your self-esteem, and create just enough scaffolding so your brain can do its thing, in its own amazing way. So whether you're managing your own ADHD or showing up for your child with understanding and patience, know this: your brain isn't broken. It's just wired differently. And with the right supports, it can thrive. Seriously. Wrap up. Final thoughts and call to action. Let's recap real quick. External tools. Relying on memory. Visual supports and checklists are your BFF. Chunk time into blocks. And use timers. Make boring tasks more fun, urgent, or rewarding. Focus on regulating emotions, not suppressing them. Real progress comes from small tweaks, not giant overhauls. Now I want to hear from you. What's one ADHD-friendly strategy you swear by? Or, what's an ADHD struggle you want help with? Drop it in the comments. This whole channel is a no-judgment zone, and we love learning from each other. Oh, and if this video made you go, wait, why wasn't I doing that sooner? Go ahead and give it a subscribe, and hit that bell. You can even check out our website for some amazing non-medical ways to help you manage your ADHD. We have blog posts as well as digital and physical tools specifically designed, curated and tested by people who face the same struggles with ADHD and neurodivergence that you do. because we've got plenty more ADHD-friendly content rolling out to help make life a little easier, a little funnier, and a lot more doable. Thanks for watching. You got this. And I'll see you in the next one.